Daddy sweetheart. As a producer, I think we are only as good as the team that we have and the people that have around us. And the team that we have, especially the post-production, are just absolutely phenomenal. So I really need to say a big thank you for all the people who got involved, because they are just absolute stars.
Like one of my favourite things about it was the soundtrack. Like, it's so out there.
Joel was very talented.
He did that. He did the soundtrack in like one night.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, that's kind of social networking with your own little twang to it. And I'm like, all right, I'll go with that. That's awesome. So I think you notice distinctively the soundtrack's quite unique, like weird, and it's quite unique.
So you got a clear progression of where you're going with these things. It's not just aimless, is it? You know you want to make features. You know what you're targeting. So what's the next move for you, Phil?
Well,
Next time, really.
yeah, I mean, for myself, we are just trying to progress in our career, or kind of all of our careers and so on. So, kind of the next project we're doing is a short film called Love and Light, which I'll actually be directing myself. That's going to be filmed in February. I mean, that's kind of a rare directing appearance for myself, but it's one of them where I do want to become a producer-director sometime in the future. Very much focused on producing at the moment, but I want to keep on dipping my toes and putting my mind into the directing side, so I can expand and develop whilst our careers progressing. But yeah, so that's kind of the next thing on the agenda. But then the next one is hopefully trying to tackle a feature film, which is Chris Cronin's project.
I'm not talking about it too much.
Okay.
Just because he's going to make something now. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to like. It's like he's making a short, but I'm making a feature, and it's kind of like I make shorts as well. So
You're a creative team, aren't you? So
yeah.
You've got to share that back.
No. Yeah. It's yeah.
Has anyone got a question for these guys from the floor? Yes.
Me and Ollie did a 15-day challenge, which is nothing like a crazy 2-day challenge. But with people handing it, like, because with our 15-day challenge, even after the deadline, the people organising it were like, oh, we'll just extend the deadline. Was it like that for you guys? Or
No.
was it very strict?
The deadline was the deadline.
Alright.
A lot of people kind of, once they've handed the film in, they ask like the next day again saying, oh, we didn't put the credits on, can we put the credits on? And they're just flat out, no, you can't do that.
We actually got asked by I got a phone call today from sponsors and stuff that put money into this scheme, and they said like, can we use your film to use as a sponsorship? Doesn't matter like one or two, no matter like the quality of it, not necessarily that it's a finished complete product, but they went, oh, some of it about it, we like it, we use that to send to the sponsors. I'm like, yeah, but you can have the finished version, you know, the one we handed in, but you know, the finished version is going to show our work that we did because of this competition. And they're like, no. We want the warts and all. We want everything that's wrong with it on the thing. So it's brave actually on the competition's behalf. To be honest with you, they said this is exactly what it is.
Yeah.
If it's a mistake, it's just like that's just like well, we'll learn from next time. Do you know what I mean? So it's fair on them, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the 3 days are the 3 days that you go.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, they're pretty strict on their deadlines, I think. Yeah.
Chris, is it Chris?
Hello.
Yes. Are you going for a smoke trilogy?
Why have I done smoke before?
Well, the last film I saw, I asked you about how you got special effects on the smoke. I remember, there was lots of shooting.
Cowboys.
Was that you? Was that not you?
Yeah, that was me. Yeah. Is it you that does the smoke?
Rick Gleason, isn't it?
Oh.
And then this
In person.
One, and with this one you have...
I don't know, I'm not listening. You need to be a Facebook profile or recognise
I
you.
know.
Sorry, go on.
And in this one you have black smoke.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a theme. It's like if anybody else is mentioned.
It's not a serious question.
Oh, good. All right, yeah. I will continue it now, just because you made a point of it.
I was wondering if it was a subconscious influence in your work.
Hell, everything's subconscious with me, I'm afraid. I wonder
if there'll be smoke or in the third film, you see.
Actually, there will be, won't there? We're doing a horror film, so there's bound to be some smoke in that thing at some point.
Mist.
Yeah, it's a mist now. We're getting thinner. Yeah, there's a development there.
Yeah.
So what about kind of like, I know that I come down and watch people's films and go and pinch the best people from their crew if I can. Do you do the same?
No. Yes. I don't know. I kind of get that. I know you, cause I can, like yourself, I spot people that are very, and you kind of go like.
Well, you never need another director, do you? So have you got
fighting for hotspots. But I don't know. I kind of love seeing that little community, anyways. So you kind of sometimes you want to go, do you want to work on mine? But at the same time, you go, I don't want you to leave that. Whatever you've got going really, really works. And you kind of like, I'd love to see that you guys grow together because there's a relationship in it a little bit.
Yeah.
And you kind of want to share, but at the same time, you want them to like see them grow together a bit. So I'm still 50-50 on that. I don't know about you as a producer, your approach.
Well.
Yes.
I like to see myself. I like to see kind of talented groups working together and creating stuff.
Well, that's how things get funded as well. They're kind of like they want to see producers and writers and directors all working together. So that's how I know that Creative England have just started, and that's how they're going to be funding stuff. So
To be honest, it is all about the working relationship that you have within your team, because I didn't really kind of fully see it until this film, and then by the third day, we got to the point where we were editing at like 5 o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning, after 2.5 days of no sleep, and just kind of seeing the whole sound design team still working away, the musician, the kind of composer still working away, and it was just a really good thing to actually sit back and say, you know what, these guys are actually, they're in this fight with us.
It was really funny actually. So I gave one of the sound editors came to help us on the film's wedding because he had to pretty much edit it straight away. And we gave him my brother's bedroom. She's at uni. And I went downstairs and Layfield, and I was pretty much like I walked in and there was a Skype conversation and his computer set up and there was like my composer and another sound guy and they're all going, yeah, that'd be great, yeah, let's try that. And so it was creepy in a way. It was like,
well, at least it was just a Skype conversation. We were looking at porn, so
Would
have been more embarrassing.
Yeah. Sorry.
Anyone else got a question before we wrap up, I suppose?
I need to stop filming this.
Oh yeah, I've been doing it all now. Well, thanks very much, Chris and Phil.